And there's this misunderstanding among the left. Some people are just dumb, I think, and fall for this. Other people are willfully ignorant. And then there's the people who are deliberately misrepresenting what the cancellation of student loan debt does because they want it to happen, because they want a larger, more sprawling government that spends a lot of money. There's a young woman who does not a YouTube show, an Instagram show and a TikTok show called The Pocket Report. She's leftist, but it's actually quite a funny show, or an amusing show, because she's sort of a parody or satire of what a lot of political shows are. But she is, of course, a committed leftist underneath her satire. And so sometimes she does things like this video where she makes claims about who is disenfranchised, is the word she used. Who's disenfranchised by carrying student loan debt? So basically an argument for, if Biden likes minorities, then he needs to cancel this student loan debt. And this is what she did. This is also, by the way, why the White House is being flooded with pens in their mailroom. She was the one who coordinated sending pens to Joe Biden in the name of student loan debt.
Hey guys, this is the Pocket Report. A few months ago, I asked you all to send spare pens to the White House with the hashtag #PensForBiden, to the conclusion that the only reason Biden hasn't forgiven student loan debt yet is because he must not have a pen to sign the executive order with, so we were going to help our guy out. And you guys did. The White House received thousands of pens, and the New York Times even wrote about it. They did not mention me, which is fine. The reason that this got a lot of attention is because, while petitions, emails, postcards, all of those things are good things, receiving thousands of pens in the mail is really annoying, and that tends to be when you get somewhere. So, not to sound like a Pelosi email, but I am asking you guys to send more pens, but I can explain. We all know the real reason that Biden should forgive student loan debt is because of the specific populations it disenfranchises: people of color, first gens, anyone without generational wealth, the impact it's about to have on the housing market, and because the government forgives debt literally all the time, and the only difference here would be making the same actions for everyday Americans the way that this country always has for corporations. But the reason right now is a time we might be able to push this through is because there's been mounting pressure on Biden to fulfill this campaign promise. Midterms are right around the corner, and the pause on student loan payments ends August 31st. However, the federal government has reportedly told loan servicers not to remind borrowers about the resuming payments in September, indicating another pause extension, probably because they don't want those bills hitting right before midterms, which is all the more reason to just knock them on out. So please grab your spare pens, address them to the White House, and include a note to Biden explaining specifically what your pen is for, and post it on your social media accounts with the hashtag #PensForBiden in the next week or so. The idea is to bring enough momentum to put Biden at a breaking point, and because picturing a pile of like 7,000 used Bic pens in the White House mailroom is funny, please send pens. Thank you.
So amusing, right? Right. The not amusing. So I actually think that I enjoy watching her stuff, even though she's liberal, because I think it's kind of funny. But this is the problem with this is what a lot of young people on TikTok and on Instagram think is true. They think that student loan debt disenfranchises minority people, like she said, maybe first generation people, minorities, women, and that is not true. In fact, if you cancel student loan debt, it helps wealthier people. Listen to these statistics. You'll notice she didn't back up any of her comments or her claims with fact, and this is, of course, where the left always gets caught, where their true colors are always exposed. So a report from the Brookings Institution shows that 1/3 of student debt is owned by the wealthiest 20% of households, while only 8% of student debt is owned by the bottom 20%. Why is that? Because the majority of student loan debt is not undergraduate. The majority of student loan debt is accrued by people going to grad school. These people who go to grad school have an earning potential far above people who graduate with just bachelor's degrees or associate's degrees, and certainly just high school diplomas. So you are giving money, you are subsidizing people who have an earning potential far and away higher than those who are not carrying the debt at all. 37%, only 37% of Americans overall have a bachelor's degree or higher, a four-year college degree. Only 13% of Americans have graduate degrees, and yet 56% of student loan debt is held by people who went to grad school. Who's going to be getting this cash? Rich kids. Rich kids are getting this cash. Medical school and law school graduates would receive the largest benefit for this. They would get $90,000 and $55,000 in debt cancellation, respectively, based on proposals Biden has presented before about student loan debt cancellation. This is quite something to me. It's quite something to me that the Biden administration would claim that this is about struggling students when really it's not. When really it's the wealthiest families whose children go to college, because it's not the majority of Americans who go to college. It's actually a fraction of Americans who go to college. The wealthiest families whose children go to college and then grad school, they're the ones who hold the debt. They're the ones who are going to benefit.